All right, guys, we need to talk about what happens to your body on keto over the long term. 12 years, let's talk about it right now. All right, guys, so I just got done with an amazing live stream. I'm doing streams every Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So don't forget to check that out, because today we killed it on what happens with the keto flu, and a lot bigger list than what you guys would suspect. But let's get into the body, right? I'm sitting down because of live streaming almost 2 hours. My knee kind of hurts, but what I'm going to say to you is I'm 52. I'm going to be soon 53. Those who've been following me for a while can see a video catalog, which is the reason why I do wear sports bras, so you guys can see the evolution of my body over the years. The things that have been amazing, really, that I noticed was, number one, being a pro skateboarder, I have broken a lot of things, both my wrists. I almost tore the AC joint in my shoulder. I broke my ankle, snapped the bone, tore my knee, 10 surgeries, 4 years on crutches, and I tore everything in the knee. MCL, ACL, patella tendon, cartilage off the condyles, medial meniscus totally gone. Had I not started doing keto, I don't think I'd be able to walk properly. I've started to wear down the cartilage on my right hip from standing on my left leg. Now I never do anymore. I used to do that all the time. I used to stand like this all the time to take the weight off my left knee. And what I did was start to wear down my right hip. So because of keto, I did this when I was 26. I'm 52. So when I started keto at 40, not until I got my macros right, into a couple years, and my electrolytes, then the pain started to subside. Also back pain from skating on big vert ramps with Tony Hawk. Yes, big, huge vert ramps, and slamming to the bottom, the flat bottom. So funny, because there's this skater that lives in my building. I didn't know he was a skater until he took his board outside, and I was like, oh. I started asking about the board, and he was like looking at me like, how does she know about the durometer and the speed of the wheel and truck axle, all this, like I know, right, the size of the board. And I was like, oh, I used to be a pro skater, and he had this like, sure. So I pulled up my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, and I showed him. He was like, wow, you were really a pro like back in the day. And I said, yeah. So I've fallen a lot, I have a lot of injuries, and because of keto, all the inflammation has gone down exponentially. So I wouldn't be able to walk properly if it wasn't for keto, period. Now, another really great benefit is not just the body, we're going to go into that, is the mental clarity. So I can't explain the clarity, the lack of any type of postprandial or reactive hypoglycemia, that fuzz in the brain, or the candida overload of brain fog, gone, like gone. Which brings me to candida. I did have a candida overgrowth, which, sorry, all of you guys do. And I was getting skin rashes and like, yeast, all gone. Skin clear, vaginous flower, beautiful, smells fantastic, it's beautiful. I also, my hormones are more balanced now at 52 than at 32. So things in my body are just, excuse the mic here. I mean, just being just the tightness of everything. It's so amazing that testosterone production that I'm getting from being in ketosis and lifting at the same time, and also connecting to circadian rhythm and getting deep sleep or REM cycles, because it's a whole lifestyle. It's not just a diet. The skin itself, like, you know, people are like, oh my God, black don't crack. I'm like, yes, it does. It cracks, it sags, it gets dark circles. It has a lot of problems that, you know, people with more fair skin, Greek guy, he's like looking at his phone. He's supposed to be my sidekick. He ain't even paying attention.
Hello, guys. Let me turn on the mic.
Yes.
I am really sorry, but I just received a text. What can I do?
He's a phone it. Do you know what a phone it is? It's a phone idiot. He's always on a cell phone.
Did you just call me an idiot?
I called you a phone idiot.
Live?
Well, I used to be a TIVIT, and that's a TV idiot, so, you know.
Well, what can I say? If you have a text, you have a text, and you have to look at it. I have text.
I get more text than you do. I don't look at my phone.
See? How much you missing?
Nothing. I'm not missing anything. I'm living life in the present. Yeah, so to his defense, he does a lot of live streams at Liberate. So my channel subscribed to Liberate, and I get the notifications, and I was like, oh, this poor guy. He's got to sit and listen to, like... All right, here we go. I think things like women think about is like their boobs, sagging, booty, tautness, cellulite. So cellulite, I started getting cellulite in my 30s, but somehow it kind of almost all went away. Now I still have it if you squeeze that skin together on the butt, but otherwise it's a nice shapely peach. And I really think it has a lot to do with not eating a lot of foods that have toxicities, balance of the lymphatic system, and balancing out my hormones and protecting my adrenal glands that have taken that estrogen dominance. Obviously, an estrogen dominant woman is going to have more fatty deposits everywhere, and a woman with less testosterone is going to have a hard time building muscle, right? Very difficult time to build that muscle. And I mean, not everything's perfect, you guys. Not everything's perfect, but I'll go into not keto is the problem. I think that I was watching a debate between, I think it was Chris Kresser and who else? This is supposed to only be 5 minutes, I'm babbling. Chris Kresser and Paul Saladino about they were talking about being on keto for too long, and they were also talking about if you're on keto for too long, you could potentially be losing some of the bacteria or enzymes to help break down things, which could keep you chronically agitated by going to the bad food. Whereas Paul Saladino was talking about your body was never cohesive and good with these foods that were inflammatory body for the first place. So cutting out all these foods have taken my histamine down, my issues down, my hormones balance, my mental clarity. The skin is off the hizzy. It's just taut. I don't know, I can't explain why, because I am a person of brown skin, and I find a lot of women who are in their 50s, they may not have fine lines, but they're mushy. And I've just stayed really taut, and a lot of people who are white don't think about that. They're like, oh, but black don't crack. I'm like, but it sags, it gets estrogen dominance, it gets loose skin, it gets cellulites, it gets stretch marks, it gets all kind of stuff. So, yes.
Well, one mark that women usually have is when they're doing like this, you see this flapping. So, yeah, so as yours. Yep.
Well, there's the muscles
there
relaxed.
You have it.
Yeah, but you don't check by having a loose muscle moving. It's by having
It's not the muscle. Usually, it's the skin.
No, I'm saying that if my muscle's it's going to flap if I'm not contracted. But if I'm contracted, it's not. So what you do is you contract the muscle, and if it's flapping with the contracted muscle, then yes, you've lost a lot of muscle dexterity. There are probably hormonal issues, gluconeogenesis, and things of this nature. Do I think keto is good for everybody? Yeah, of course I do. Keto carnivore, keto omnivore. The problem isn't the dietary or lifestyle aspect. It's the previous damage that you have in your ability to really clean up everything, be super deficient, and find out what your existing issues are, as to know a right strategy, how to do keto the right way, rather if it's a keto omnivore or carnivore. And on that note, I'm going to go, because I feel myself being here at this place too long. But I just want to say that, like boobs, butt, like sex drive, skin, hair, teeth, energy, mental clarity, workouts are like on point, friggin' correct. I'll put up some workouts of me at the gym. Maybe the Greek guy can come sometime and show me like literally doing hard stuff like pull-ups and handstand push-ups without a wall that require strength, push-ups, one-arm push-ups. You can't do those things if you are having adrenal insufficiencies and tired because of depleted glycogen. So, yes?
I have a suggestion. Maybe we will do a live stream of my 360 camera in the gym.
The gym has the worst Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you a Sprint? I'm a Sprint.
Yeah, I'm a Sprint. So.
Yeah, it's bad. Unless we go to 24-hour fitness.
I have unlimited plans, so I can stream from my phone from wherever.
So can I, but it's crappy. I've tried to do it before. People are like, it's abysmal.
We will try.
We'll try.
I never say no.
Never say no. I'd rather go to another gym.
I have a question before we close on the subject that you were talking.
Yes.
When did you notice, from when you started doing keto, when did you notice having these changes? I guess it started gradually, but when you said, oh my God, my skin is perfect.
That's a good question, because I started noticing, I used to skateboard. I'm from California. I was born in LA, and I would skate outside in the sun. I mean, there are pictures of me that I look like 20 shades darker, like all the time, like dark skin. When white people are like, I get so dark, I get darker than you. And I'm like, shut up. If I get tan, I don't even look like myself. I look completely different. And so skating all the time and tank tops and like hours and hours and hours in the sun. And I started getting a little bit of wrinklage on my chest. Get my little bracket. It's my necklace from Africa. But see that skin on that chest? I started getting wrinkles right here in my 30s. And when I did keto, I think in the first year, if you guys can see, in the first year, it was gone. Even my mother noticed, you know, and she's black. My mother has a lot darker skin than I do. And she was like, Stephanie, you're like, she's like, when I started getting wrinkles on my chest, she's like, your chest is getting wrinkly. And I was like, you know, mom see every stupid thing, gone. She's like, oh, that's totally gone. Like, it's as smooth as a baby's bottom. There's no wrinkles. That sun that I was getting, this damage here, gone. So that was the first real thing that I noticed. And the, you know, other things like the candida rash and all that started going away. I started noticing that I didn't crash in the afternoon, so I could go to the gym for hours and I could be like, everybody like, I'm so hungry. Like people I'd work, oh, I'm so hungry. And I used to be hungry too. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to In-N-Out on the way home. Like I'd be so hungry. And now I don't think about food at all. Like I get a little hungry, like now. What time is it? My watch.
It's 6:22.
It's 6:22. And I eat a breakfast and then I do a pre-workout fat load. Now I don't go to the studio every day, but I had a pre-fat load. So my last meal was at 6:30 this morning. So 12 hours later, and I had a little bit of fat in the afternoon. I just like to break the fast. I'm not starving. And I've done, like, I'm on my bike riding all over LA. I'm like getting up early. I've been working for hours. I went to the gym for hours. I rode to the store on my bike, then came here, then streamed for an hour and a half, and I'm not starving.
Yeah, but when did you notice that? After you started keto on 26, when you had your...
when I was 40. I busted my knee at 26.
Ah, okay. When you were 40, you started. When you saw the changes in your body and your whole mood and you were feeling better, immediately or after 1 year, after 2 months?
I explained it. I said immediately my skin started to improve within the first year, I said. And then the mental clarity, the candida rash and all of that's in the first year. Everything I just described was in the first year.
Okay.
I would say, except for the, I had a little bit of hypoglycemia in the afternoon. So I'd say when I started getting my macros more correct, I'd say into the second year, things started to improve. But like the skin and the candida and those types of things, I think sleep disorders, all of that dissipated within the first year.
So guys and girls that you're starting right now, patience.
Patience.
Not 12.
Just the first year. A lot of people give up on keto because they just do it wrong. I think we should do a live stream on that. Let's do that next. Why people quit.
Okay.
And
we're out.
Out.